Hey, I'm Jen O'Connor. I've owned a medical spa for 18 years and I'm an esthetician coach, and I want to help you land your dream job. So after interviewing people for all these years, there are lots of things I think that can help you stand out from the crowd, even if you have little to no experience within the industry. I'm going to break it down into 7 tips to help you land your dream job. I also created a free booklet. So if you want that, just look in the link below. It has a lot more details, but I'm going to do top line information for you today. So number 1 would be to increase your knowledge base. Okay, so obviously you went to school and you learned about skincare. Have you found your niche yet? Is there an area where you really are drawn to? For me, it's always been facials, results-oriented facials, and body treatments. If you haven't found your niche yet, that's fine, but you just want to really increase your knowledge, because knowledge is power. So read everything that you can. So chemical peels, what kind of chemical peels are there? Who are they good for? Can you use certain peels on certain people? Yes or no? Chemical peels versus manual exfoliation, know the difference for that. So just like kind of top line information, but you don't learn that in school. So you want to come out and just really get as much knowledge as you can by reading online. Okay, so you want to really research where you are interviewing. Every single place you interview, research it as much as you can. If they have YouTube, Instagram, if they have videos on their website, anywhere, watch everything, take everything in. What treatments are they offering? Do they specialize in any treatments? What products are they selling? Really anything. Learn about the staff. What kind of experience does the staff have? That's really important. So you want to know, again, as much information about the office or the spa where you're interviewing. So this is where you want to work also, right? So you want to work there and you want them to want you to work there. So it's a two-way street. So you need to be knowledgeable. Don't go just running in there and not prepared, right? So who are you interviewing with? Are you interviewing with the manager? Are you interviewing with just, the junior assistant? Just know exactly who you're interviewing with, and if you can find out information about them, that's even great, right? So research everything, watch everything, read everything, so that you have an understanding of how that office runs and what is important to them in their culture. Okay, so step 3 is customize your resume for every single job, okay? And ideally do a cover letter, okay? So don't send the same resume to every single job, okay? So look at the job description and try and use similar wording, okay? So I might put like, looking for an esthetician that's hardworking, customer service oriented, can multitask, something like that. So use those words in your either cover letter or as bullet points in your resume, the exact words that are posted in the job description, okay? So these are the words that are important to them for the person they're hiring, so they need to be important to you, right? So include them in your resume and ideally do a little cover letter. Now, if you have no experience and you're coming out of school or you're changing careers and you don't have specific facial experience or body treatment experience or whatever, okay, so some of my best hires ever didn't have any experience, but they were waitresses, they were bartenders, they worked in a hotel, they had amazing customer service experience, and I knew, I could train you in whatever treatments, right? I need the person to be well-rounded. So I can teach you treatments. Whoever's hiring you can teach you these treatments if you are the right person, but you need to be the right person, right? So you need to fit this mold of what the job description is explaining within your skill set from where you're coming from, right? So if you're coming from a customer service oriented position, awesome, because these spa jobs and salon jobs are customer service oriented, like 100%, okay? So you need to focus on those skills heavily, okay? And then how they can translate into the position that you're applying for. So when I was putting together this free guide to help you land your dream job, I found some awesome resume building websites that were completely free. So I wrote them down, resumenow.com and myperfectresume.com. So they will cater the resume to specific industries. So you put like, I want to work for a spa. So it will help you create your resume specific for that job, and it will give you these targeted or power words that you should be using, right? So like the thesaurus.com should be like your best friend, right? So you want to have these actionable words, right? So if you're coming from like selling clothes at the Gap, you want to put something like sales driven, results driven, something to do with sales, because this part of this industry is heavily focused on sales, upselling, retail. So stress any sales experience you have, customer focused, maybe how you have dealt with client complaints. Did you open this store? Were you like a key holder? That's really important to know for me as an owner. Like, did someone else give you that privilege, right, of having the key to their business? I don't just give the key to my business to anybody, right? So did someone let you open the store, close the store, be in charge of the cash? These are really important that you might not think are really anything, but they are important to business owners, because it's our business at the end of the day, right? Like, we want to know who's overseeing our money, who's face to face with our customers, and the benefits that they are bringing. So you need to stress those points and really have those key actionable words on your resume. Step 4 is be prepared for questions, right? So they're going to ask you questions. We're going to ask you questions. I'm going to ask you questions, right? Whoever's interviewing you wants to get to know who you are, right? So that's why it's important to put important actionable words on your resume about things that you've done. They want to see your personality come out, right? So they're not asking you these questions to really be intrusive, but they want to see who you are, right? So get a feel for your personality, get a feel for maybe how you respond in stressful situations. How would you respond if a client was upset? How would you respond, if someone complained about you? How would you respond if, a coworker complained about you? There's so many things that we need to see, like how you would respond on the spot. But there's a lot of typical questions that, we would ask, and I do put them in my free book. And I don't want this video to be so long, and it's already long. Because I have so much to say about this, but just download the free book and just get some sample questions, and it's like a workbook, and you can really think about what you're gonna say. So you want to really kind of know some key questions that interviewers like to ask, and just prepare your answers so that you sound put together and confident. Okay, so you're coming across very professional, you're very prepared for this interview. Okay, why do you want this job? So you want to really stress, okay, I looked at your website and I'm so, drawn to the services that you offer. And I love that you offer so many chemical peels, and chemical peels are a passion of mine. Or, oh my God, I'm obsessed with body treatments, and it's so exciting that you have so many body treatments to offer, or whatever. But the fact that you researched their business, right? And now you can turn it around and explain why you want to work there and why you think you would be a perfect fit. That will make you stand out so much in this industry, because a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people don't come into the interview being prepared. And the more prepared you are, I'm telling you, you're going to stand out. I've been interviewing people for my spa for 18 years. I consult for medical offices. I've launched 5 different medical practices and interviewed for them. And I am telling you, nobody prepares like this, right? I'm telling you, I came from this corporate environment, and it's completely different. I don't know why, but a different mindset of going into these interviews being prepared. And from all my years in this industry, I just haven't seen that same level of preparedness from the people coming in to the interviews. So the more prepared you are, the more knowledgeable you are, the more you research where you're interviewing, you're gonna stand out no matter what. I am telling you 100%, if you lack the experience, but you are showing this knowledge of the office, and that you took the time and you are really interested in working there, it's going to set you apart. Step 5 is, when they ask you, do you have questions for me? Yes, I have questions for you. Okay, do not say, oh no, I don't think so, I'm good. please, you have to ask questions because it shows that you are interested in their practice, right? In their office, in their business. So the fact that you did your research, like I'm telling you, and you can come back and ask them lots of questions, okay? So I have a lot of questions in my manual. I don't want to go into like a million minutes of dialogue here, but anyway, like, you want to know if this is the place for you to work, right? It's not just like they're interviewing you, you also are interviewing them. Like, you also have power in this interview. God, there's so many things like I want people to ask me as an owner, like, okay, so like, but ask them, like, why do you like to work here? What are the great things about working here? What are the challenges about working here? What makes the person who's your most successful esthetician successful? Like, what traits do you look for when hiring people? Like, what's most important to you? Because this will give you information, right, up to what they really want. Okay, so then you can say, like, if she says, oh, I'm really looking for someone that can multitask and that can learn really quickly, and you can say, oh my God, that's great, because like, I'm a great multitasker. In my job, I would, check people out, and I would answer the phone, and, I got promoted after 3 months because I could do X, Y, Z, and I was so efficient. Okay, so you want to turn it around. So whatever they're telling you is important, turn it around into your experiences and how you can correlate your experience, even if you don't have experience in that industry, with your experience where you're coming from. Okay, so always ask questions because it shows that you're interested. I have so many people that are like nervous, or I don't know, they aren't prepared, so they come in with no freaking questions. It drives me bonkers. How do you not have questions for me? Like, as an owner or a manager, like, it shows you have no interest at all, right? But I'm sure you have interest because you're there on the interview. So ask questions, like, make sure this is where you really want to work, right? Because you want to work there. Like, as an owner or manager, like, I want you to want to work for me. I want it to be like a good open relationship. Okay, so ask questions. Do not just focus on pay. My God, don't just be like, what do you pay? Like, that's a horrible question. Do not ask it. Of course, pay is important, right? But there's so many other important things, especially when you're coming into this interview with very little experience, or you're not bringing a lot to the table. Like, you can't just come in and want a lot of money, right? So you need to word it the right way. So, you can ask, like, what the compensation is. Is there room? What is the room for advancement? What are the opportunities for growth? What's the training program like? How quickly do people, advance here? Those type of things. Okay, so don't just be like, what are you going to pay me? Don't ask that. So just really show interest in the position and make sure it's where you also want to work. Okay, so whatever is important to you, like, what type of work environment is important to you, right? So are they booked like back to back, but you know that you work better in like a more an environment where you have more time in between clients, right? Or do you work great back to back? Or maybe you don't know, but just ask what the environment is like so that you know what it's like. Okay, so what is their philosophy? Is it similar to your philosophy? Like, if you're like super organic and vegan, and then you only like to use XYZ products and they only use all chemicals, right? Maybe it's not the right fit, and that's okay, and that's better for the interviewer to know and for you to know, so you're not like wasting people's time, and you don't waste your time taking the job if you were offered it, right? So just know it's important to you. Ask them, make sure it's the right fit. Step 6. Okay, I hate that I even have to talk about this, but I have to talk about it. So the details matter. Okay, so my God, the amount of people that have come into interviews with like a messy top knot and like their workout clothes, like, come on, this is your career, right? So dress for the job that you want to have. Okay, someone told me that like 100 years ago and I never forgot it, right? It's better to be overdressed than underdressed always. Okay, so dress professionally, like wear scrubs, worst case, if you don't have professional clothes. Okay, so always, if you're in doubt, just wear all black. Make sure it fits you well. It's not too tight and it's not too baggy. Make sure your shoes are nice. Make sure you don't have super long nails, because I'm telling you, it's impossible to do facials or massages or body treatments if you have long nails. Like, I know you think you could probably do it, but the amount of customer, client, patient complaints I've gotten over the years because they can feel the person's nails, like, don't do it. Okay, short nails, please, it's important. Okay, and make sure they're like well manicured. So these little details matter because you're going into an industry, right, where people want to look and feel better, right? And if you look like a hot mess, like, what the frick, who wants you to do their facial or their body treatment? Like, no. Put yourself together, and it's so annoying that I even have to say this, right? Don't chew gum, don't have mints in the interview, don't wear a lot of cologne, natural makeup, pull your hair back. Okay, so just look put together. 7, this is where, like, I'm telling you 99% of people fall through the cracks, is with the follow-up. Okay, so this always happens in corporate America, right? Like, you send a follow-up, thank you for your time email. Okay, it doesn't happen in this industry. I don't know what the heck, what's going on. Okay, just freaking, when you leave or by the next, morning, make sure you always send a thank you. Okay, so whoever you interview with, try and get their card, their email, their contact information, or if there was one point of contact, worst case, only send the email to her or him and they can pass the information along. But you want to stay, because in the mind of these people you interviewed, right? Because we're interviewing like a ton of people. So you kind of could fall through the cracks or be forgettable, which hopefully you're not because you're following all these tips, right? So you're going to be not forgettable, but regardless, send a thank you note, okay? Like a little email. Thank you for your time. It was so great talking with you. I learned so much about your practice. I'm so excited about this position. I think I would be a great fit because XYZ of the things that you talked about, now you know what's important to them, right? So you put it in words, actionable words, in your thank you, customized to, the dialogue that you had with these people that interviewed you and why you would be a good fit. Okay, so super important. Do it every single time. No questions, okay? Also, send a handwritten thank you card. Like, nobody really does that anymore. So you will totally stand out from the pack, right? So you want to send thank you emails and one thank you card handwritten, okay? Now, if you don't hear back within like a week or two, I would say send another follow-up email, not a handwritten card, just a follow-up email like every 2 weeks, just to like touch base, say, hi, I'm just touching base with you regarding, the medical esthetician position. I just wanted to see, what's happening, and I'm still so excited about this position and why you're excited and why you'd be a good fit, just like a little bit of information, don't go crazy. And I look forward to hearing from you soon, and then send it off, okay? So eventually, you'll probably hear if you got the job or you didn't get the job. Now, super important, okay? If you didn't get the job, and this is like the job that you really, really wanted, okay? I would send a follow-up, like, thank you so much for letting me know. Please keep me in mind for future positions because I'd be so excited and I think I could be a valuable asset to the team, okay? Now, you can also, which would be amazing, if you could do it, would be, now this is if like you really, really want to work at this place, right? You think this is like your absolute dream job and you want to work there. Just send like the manager like a little email saying like, like why you love the practice so much, and you'd be willing to like help them out anytime, if they needed a little help at the front desk, right? Something to like get your foot in the door, so you're like volunteering your time, will definitely make you stand out, okay? So if someone said to me like, oh, I'm sorry I didn't get like this job, I really wanted, I think I'd be a great fit, but like, Jen, like I'd come in and like just, sit at the desk and learn even more about your practice, or help out your receptionist answer the phone, or whatever, like help the doctor walk patients to the room, or just get water for the patients, whatever, like just something you're offering, like to volunteer your time. Now I know this is like really hard, I get it, like you have to pay your bills, but I'm just saying, like, it will make you stand out. And if you had the opportunity to do that, you know, a couple hours, like I could like come any Saturday for like 2 hours, like whatever you need. I can come any Wednesday for an hour, like whatever you need, right? Like, I'm so excited to work in this industry, and I like love your practice, or I love your spa, like 100%. Like, I would appreciate that so much as an owner. It would make you stand out, okay? And it would get your foot in the door, right? And I guarantee you, if you are like the right person and you are, you know, coming across to the staff and to, you know, the managers as this like really helpful person, like you're gonna eventually get a job there, okay? But finding your dream job is not easy, right? So you need to put the time in, learn as much as you can, volunteer a little time if you have to at the end of the day. It's worth it, right? If you're gonna get your foot in to where you really, really want to work. From owning my business for so long and from helping other doctors and salon owners hire people, like I am telling you, this will set you apart. Okay, so you just need to do the work, do the research, go into each interview, cater each resume to the specific job, okay? And do what I'm telling you, you will get hired, okay? Okay, and good luck, and just prepare, okay?